Attention all you New Yorkers. Taxi!
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
I'm Jake Novak, very happy to fill in for Roger Stone. He often gives me this chance, and I appreciate it. We have some other losers very much in the public eye in America who promote loser messages or say one thing and do other things to undermine what they supposedly are for. One of them is Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. Only a few more months left in his term, by the way. And here he is bemoaning the fact that Elon Musk is a trillionaire. His enemy, Elon Musk. Listen.
Well, look, 10% of people own two-thirds of the wealth in this nation. That same 10% own 93% of the stock market. 30-year-old today is doing worse than his or her parents for the first time in U.S. history. If that's not a five-alarm fire, I don't know what the hell is. We were sitting there, some of us at least, celebrating the best of Roman Republic, Greek democracy on July 4th. The vision of our founding fathers, co-equal branches of government, co-equal branches of government, popular sovereignty, a rule of law. But I'm reminded, thinking about the Greeks, there was a guy around 50 A.D., 2,000 years ago, warning the Athenians, Plutarch. He said, the imbalance between the rich and the poor is the oldest and most fatal ailment of all republics. Think about that, 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, Gavin, a couple of things. Again, he kicked this complaint about the growth of wealth in a small number of people. That's always going to be the case. There's always going to be people who achieve, and in some cases, some of them will get some luck, but luck is very much overrated. There's a professor at Cornell named Professor Robert Frank, whose entire career is based on how everything is luck. If I were a student in this class, I would say, well, then why are you giving out grades? I demand an A, or just roll the dice. I mean, this whole class is a farce. Why would you have a class where you have to work and study and perform on a test if all you're learning is that it's just luck? But anyway, he's bemoaning the fact about Elon Musk. Actually, if you know your statistics, we are creating more millionaires and billionaires in this country every day than we ever have. The problem with 30-year-olds not being in such a great state has a lot more to do with mental health than economics. Most 30-year-olds I meet today are like the 20-year-olds of 40 years ago, or 18-year-olds. But the thing about Gavin Newsom is he's a loser, because he also just signed a bill on the same day that he's giving this little speech 2 days ago. He signed a bill to create special rebates in California only. Remember, we got rid of the rebates for EV buyers nationally in September of last year. But in California now, if you're a first-time EV buyer, you get a $3,500 rebate. You know who sells the two most popular EVs in this country? Elon Musk. So the guy getting up there complaining about how Elon Musk is too rich just signed a bill to make him richer. Will it make him a lot richer? Is Tesla going to get the bulk of this benefit? That doesn't matter. It's more money to Tesla, I promise you. And Tesla's the biggest reason why Elon Musk is a trillionaire. Tesla stock, okay? And what a dope. Another dope is Luigi Mangione. And I know they've tried to make him into this great hero. And we can talk specifically, and we should mostly talk about how the killing of an innocent, unarmed person on the street is never right. If you believe you have a criminal, then, you don't just kill them unless they're in the act of killing someone. And his murder of Brian Thompson on the sidewalks of New York at the end of 2024 is not excusable under any means, and I hate the medical insurance companies. I really don't like them. I don't like the business model. It makes no sense to me other than for them. It's awful. But here's the thing. Luigi Mangione wasn't trying to hurt the earnings balance sheet of United Healthcare on a quarterly basis, but he was trying to bring down the company. He was trying to bring down the industry. And you know what? For 8 months after the killing of Brian Thompson, Luigi Mangione murdering him, and yes, I believe he murdered him. I know he hasn't been convicted yet. This is a guy who actually had the names of his victims on the shell casings. I'm going to say he's guilty of this crime. And I know a court of law hasn't convicted him yet, but again, I'm going to say this is my opinion, and I think it's a very well backed up opinion. So the 8 months after the killing, United Healthcare shares did have a problem. They were going down pretty fast. But ever since they reached that bottoming out period in August of 2025, they've been on a tear. And just today, United Healthcare announced very strong earnings for the last quarter. They have gained well over half of the losses that they incurred over that 8-month period. It's up 40. United Healthcare shares are up 45% from where they were a year ago today. You failed. And as I said at the time of the killing, if Luigi Mangione really wanted to do something to help people, killing wasn't the right way. Apparently he was a brilliant guy, and there is very often a thin line between brilliance and insanity. Then make an app where people can learn healthcare tips, Luigi. Do what you got to do. But don't shoot someone. And by the way, you failed.